Morning folks, so I'm standing outside our market garden, another beautiful day, spring day. As you know, we've got quite a few hens on the farm, laying hens, and we also have a few ducks too, but a lot less than the hens. We've only got about 6 ducks. The ducks have been situated at the top of what used to be our kitchen garden. They were an integral part of that kitchen garden system for a while. They were placed at the top of the kitchen garden, which meant we were able to allow them at certain times to kind of predate on slugs. We used their manure extensively throughout the garden. We even had a system where we could take their bath water, which they obviously were manuring in, and use that as a fertilizer throughout the garden. So for a while the ducks was a very good system, but since developing and using the market garden, the need to have the kitchen garden has decreased, and so the ducks find themselves in an area of the farm that we no longer visit frequently. But we still have to go up to let the ducks out in the morning and feed them and give them water. We're just finding that the placement of the ducks are now no longer in a place that we find it's easy to frequent. So that basically starts becoming a bit of a hassle for us to go up there every morning. The design has changed, the design of the farm is always evolving. So we'd like to find a new place to put the ducks. Somewhere that is going to mean that we can feed them and let them out on our kind of path that we take every day to the chickens. We also want to put them somewhere where they're going to be of good use. Depending on how things go, we might place the duck house here and make a yard for them with access into this ditch which runs all the way up the west side of the market garden. So anyway, there's a lot of work to do first before we can get the ducks over here. There's quite a few overhanging trees that I want to cut back with the chainsaw. We've got to build up some of the fencing. There's quite a bit of old fencing from the previous owners which have all fallen over, so we've got to see if we can resurrect that. So yeah, a bit of kind of landscaping to do first. Once we've done that, we can move their house down here and get the ducks. Alright, that's the chainsaw work done. Taken down about 2 cherry trees, coppiced all the willow that I planted a few years ago, and I had to remove a few elder trees as well, just about to get at the fence line that we need to fix. So I'll open the area up. Of course, nearly all of these trees will grow back in time anyway, because they all respond to being cut. Now it's just a case of moving all this brush out and putting that somewhere out of the way. Alright, that's what we call wildlife habitat creation. We've been dumping wood there for the last few years and see a lot of birds interacting with that pile, and who knows what else, what other little creatures are living in there. I might come back and take some cuttings of those willows and the elder actually to put along some of our hedgerows and our boundaries. But for now, it's a good place to get them out of the way, and it means that we've got a bit more of a cleared area. Long and narrow duck run coming from opposite the polytunnel up what basically is a fenced seasonal water drain right up to this corner. For now we're going to fence that off, but the idea is also to put a laneway, a duck laneway along the top of this north fence, and around here we're going to plant another tree row, another fruit tree row, so we'll give ducks access into there to help keep the weeds down in there for us, because while they don't scratch, they're very good at flattening things with their big webbed feet, which can cause compaction sometimes, but we're going to be putting a lot of wood chip down on those tree rows, and yeah, I think they'll do a good job at kind of keeping the weeds down for us. Okay doke, well I'm going to go and have some lunch now. Alright, that's us back out after lunch and finished clearing all the brash. I'll have to come up with a better name than the long duck yard, but anyway, the long duck yard is looking quite clear now. So I'm going to try and see if I can tackle this piece of old rolled up stock fencing. It's a bit nasty, it's got a lovely big coil of barbed wire on it, so I'm probably going to snip that off and then see if I can extend the old fence that's still existing. See if we can reuse it first before I even think about replacing it. So I'll get my gloves on, see if I can do that. So I've got some old fence posts that we can use. I tried stretching out the wire and it's not quite long enough, which is a bit annoying. But the length that is there is gonna need, I don't know, 2 or 3 fence posts put in. We're not trying to get an amazingly done fence here, folks. This is us just making do with what we have. It doesn't have to be 100% predator proof, this area, because the ducks are going to get locked in at night time in their yard, and we're nearly always in this market garden every day. Touch wood, we don't have to worry about that. If we do get any problems, I'm going to put a strand of electric wire, or a few strands of electric wire, around the perimeter of the this kind of narrow yard that we're making them. I can't wait. Right, see if I can bang in some fence posts. Okay, that's a few posts banged in. Managed to find some from around the farm that weren't in use, so haven't had to buy anything, which is great. Banged them in. Got one more corner post to do. Alright, I've decided to call it quits for today. It's getting a bit dark and I need Rose's help to put in these staples. So I think we'll try and get that done tomorrow. But made quite good progress. Bit of chainsaw work, bit of tree removal. Scavenging for posts and starting this new duck system. I'm really excited about that. The ducks have been where they are right now for 7 years, so it's going to be great to give them another place to be, a lot closer to the house, a lot closer to a place where we're constantly busy, so we frequent more, and hopefully a place where they bring a lot more to the garden. Right now they're isolated up at the top of a part of the farm which is no longer a garden. They're not really adding a lot to the system as a whole, and we have to walk quite far to go and get them, which doesn't make much permaculture sense. So we'll carry on tomorrow.